Hey y'all, it's CJ here, and today we're looking at dividend increases that happened recently from some of the companies you may know and love. So let's get right into it. So we'll start first with Toll Brothers, ticker symbol TOL. So they announced a dividend increase on March the 8th, 2022, and it was of 20 cents. The previous amount was 17 cents, and they increased it by a whopping 17.65%. So I know their shareholders are pretty happy. However, the yield is 1.63%. Isn't too high, but I know they'll get there. And that'll be payable to their shareholders on April the 22nd of 2022. And the ex-dividend date is April the 7th. So next is Dick's Sporting Goods, ticker symbol DKS. They announced a dividend increase on March the 8th, 2022 of 48 cents, which was an increase from 43 cents, and an increase of 11.54%, which is still good. They're in the double digits increase, and they're yielding about 1.92%. Their ex-dividend date is March the 17th, 2022, and their payable date is March the 25th. So Cadent, ticker symbol KAI, announced a dividend increase on March 9th, 2022 of 26 cents, up from 25 cents, and it was only an increase of 4%, which is in the single digits, and the yield is only 0.52%. Nothing too crazy in the single digits, but at least they increased it. So the next one is Wingstop, ticker symbol WING. They announced a dividend increase on March 9th, 2022 of $4, up from the previous amount of $3.17, and an increase of a whopping 26.18%, double digits, which is good. The next one is American Express, ticker symbol AXP. They announced their dividend increase on March 10th, 2022, 52 cents, up from 43 cents, and it was an increase in the double digits of 20%, 20.93%. They're only yielding about 1.23%, but if they keep increasing in that 20%, it'll get up there pretty quickly if y'all just hold on to it. So their ex-dividend day is March 7th. The payable date is May 10th. WP Carey, ticker symbol WPC. They announced their dividend increase on March 10th. So they increased it to $1.05. They increased it by 0.19%. They're yielding 5.34%. The ex-dividend date is March 30th. The payable date is April 14th. Next company is Colgate Palmolive, ticker symbol CL. They announced a dividend increase on March 10th of 47 cents, up from 45 cents, an increase of about 4.4%. They're yielding about 2.55%. And their ex-dividend date is April 20th, and their payable date is May 13th. Next is American Tower, ticker symbol AMT. They announced their dividend increase on March 14th, $1.40, up from $1.39, only an increase of about 0.72%, which isn't much, but they gave you something. And they're yielding about 2.3%, so you're getting a decent yield. Next company is American Vanguard, ticker symbol AVD. They announced their increase on March 16th of 2 cents. They increased about 25%. Yield is only about 0.6%. That's too crazy. Next one is Dollar General, DG. You all should know this one. They announced it on March 17th of 55 cents, up from 42 cents. And they increased it by 30%. They're only yielding about 1.04%. So next one is QYLD, the Global NASDAQ 100 Covered Call ETF. They announced their increase on March 18th of 21 cents, up from 20 cents. Increase of around 4%. The yield is about 12.21%. So that's extremely high yield. Extremely high yield. So also you have QYLG, the Global NASDAQ 100 Covered Call and Growth ETF. They announced their increase on March 18th of 14 cents. Increased it by close to 3%, yielding about 6%. So you're getting something on your money as well. Next company is Prudential, ticker symbol PUK. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing them wrong, but they announced their increase on March 19th for 23 cents, up from 16 cents, and increased it by 47%. And they're yielding only about 1.2%. Ex-dividend date is March the 24th, and they pay on May 13th. So guys, we also have Ternium, ticker symbol TX, that announced their date on March 23rd. They announced an amount of $1.80, and it was increased from 80 cents, and it was of 125%. Now, they're yielding about nearly 6%. The ex-dividend date is May 5th, and the payout date is May 16th. So I know their shareholders were really happy about that. But we have more. So we have Oxford Industries, ticker symbol OXM. They announced their dividend increase on March the 23rd of 55 cents, an increase from 42 cents, and it was an increase of almost 31%, and they're yielding about 2.39%. Not too bad. So next, let's do this one. Next we have, this is a fund, so we have Wisdom Tree China X State-Owned Enterprises Fund, CXSE, that's the ticker symbol. And they announced an increase on March the 24th. It was of 15 cents, up from 3 cents. So they increased theirs an insane amount, almost 300%, 297%. But I mean, they're only yielding 1.54%, so you're not getting too much. But if they keep going at that rate, they'll, within a few years, they'll be yielding a lot. So their ex-dividend date is March 25th, and the payable date is March 30th. So Wisdom Tree U.S. Small Cap Quality Dividend Growth Fund, they announced theirs on March 24th of 17 cents, up from 3 cents. And this is even higher than Wisdom Tree. This is of 385% and of 4.52%. So that's really nice. That's really nice. None of the companies that I know are increasing it like these. But the ex-dividend date was March 25th, and the payable date is March 30th. So if y'all like these companies, y'all could go invest in them. So yeah, this company, WisdomTree U.S. Quality Dividend Growth Fund, they announced theirs on March 24th of 14 cents, up from 7 cents, and an increase of 93%. And they're yielding about 2.73%. Ex-dividend date was March 25th, payable date March 30th. So I notice a lot with these low yielding companies and funds, they are more likely to increase theirs by in the higher percentages, the double digits, maybe even the triple digits. I don't know if you notice a pattern. Not too often are the high yielding stocks, ETFs, are increasing their dividends by that amount, because it's not really maintainable. But next, we'll go with First Trust Large Cap Growth Alpha Dex Fund, ticker symbol FTC. They announced theirs on March the 24th of 8 cents, up from 3 cents, an increase of 137%, and they're yielding an awesome percentage, 0.33%. So not very much at all. But they announced it on March 25th, and the payable date is March 31st. So the next one is First Trust Nasdaq Oil and Gas ETF. The ticker symbol is FTXN. Announced it on March 24th of 12 cents, up from a penny. And they increased it by an unbelievable amount of 1,140%. Only yielding about 1.81%, if y'all see what I'm talking about, the pattern. But that, I've never seen an amount like that as far as the increase. But their ex-dividend date is on March 25th, payable date March 31st. Okay. First Trust Nasdaq Transportation ETF, announced March 24th, 19 cents, up from 7 cents, increase of 168%, yielding only about 2.43%. X date March 25th, payable date March 31st. First Trust Dorsey Wright Focus 5 ETF, ticker symbol FV, announced March 24th of 8 cents, up from 3 cents, increase of 157%, yield not much, 0.7%. X date March 25th, payable date March 31st. A lot of these are very similar by like the same companies. But next company is First Trust Dorsey Wright Dynamic Focus 5 ETF, FVC, announced on March 24th of about 6 cents, up from 2 cents, 164% increase, yield 0.71%. X date March 25th, payable date March 31st. A lot of these are like the same. It's just gets repetitive. First Trust Nasdaq Clean Edge Smart Grid Infrastructure Index Fund. Wow, say that 5 times fast. But the ticker symbol is GRID. Announced on March 24th of 12 cents, up from 3 cents. Increase of 239.47%. Only yielding about 0.55%. March 25th was the X date. March 31st was the payable date. Okay. So you're almost done. First Trust India 9050 Equal Weight ETF, ticker symbol NFTY. March 24th was the announced date of $1.29, up from 50 cents, increase of 159%, yielding about 11.39%. So we got a high dividend yielder. So if you like high dividend yields on the funds, you might want to check that one out. But first, do your research. So on ex-dividend date is on March 25th. Payable date is on March 31st. Skipping around. So we have First Trust NASDAQ 100X Technology Sector Index Fund, QQXT ticker symbol. March 24th was announcement date of 24 cents, up from 8 cents, 190% increase, only yielding about 1.21%. Ex date 25th, payable date March 31st. So we have ING Group, ticker symbol ING. Announcement date on March 25th of 45 cents, up from 12 cents, a 266% increase, and a decent, pretty high yield of 8.2%. Ex-dividend date is on April the 27th. Payable date is on May 16th. Okay, we have WePro, ticker symbol WIT, announced on March 25th their dividend increase of 5 cents, up from 1 cent, 268% increase. Ex-dividend date April 5th, and April 6th is the payable date. But yeah, that's all I pretty much wanted to look at. First Trust NASDAQ Oil and Gas ETF is the winner with a 1,140% increase. It's a low yielder, but if you like really high dividend increase amounts, then this could be the ETF for you, especially if you're into oil and gas and don't want to buy an individual company. You can have a basket of stocks with this exchange traded fund.